And hello, people who joined during this. Yeah, the music is great. At least so far. Let's see, if I press intro, does everything collapse? Yeah! Take a lot of painkillers and everything's fuzzy. Don't worry, Death Knight, you'll just become Max Payne. I got nothing out of that. Actually, wait. I'm not sure if this is part of the actual game or a cutscene. As in a cutscene you watch specifically from the menu.
I bet. Just a minute. It lives, I see. Do you want to speak with Lolita? I'm sorry, but Gabriel is allowed. Oh, I mean, he's out. Yeah, if he ever comes back, I'll tell him. You know, you could do better. I know I don't know you, but you could do better. Sure. Bye-bye. Good morning. The phone's been ringing off the hook all morning. Let me know when you want your messages.
Yeah.
Gee, you're lively. Did you have another nightmare last night?
Sort of.
I told you it's that voodoo book you're researching. That stuff can seriously screw up your karma.
I'm sure that's it. Maybe I should write a horror novel on passive resistance instead.
So don't sleep. It's your body. Anyway, your handheld tape recorder came today.
Really? Great.
I can't wait to see what human rights you violate with this one.
I can't wait to violate them. For example, if you would just let me...
And I located some local voodoo references for you. Dixieland Drugstore and the Historical Museum of Voodoo. Both are right here in French Quarter.
How would I ever manage without you?
You? Give me a break. The devil himself couldn't change you.
Well, if the devil had great legs, perhaps. Like yours.
And a riveting personality, I'm sure. Well, if you need any more research done, just ask. It's not as though we're swamped with customers.
Okay. Seems like this was the opening cutscene. Next question. How do I play the game? Show me the controls. Save? New save. Learned something? Oh dear god. Just this mechanic.
Gabriel is carrying nothing.
What? What the fuck was that?
Gabriel is carrying nothing.
What? Was that text-to-speech? Does this tie in with the werewolves in Germany somehow? Maybe? I don't know.
Cute gargoyle, eh? The books on the desk all need repair work.
That is a very strange narrator voice.
3 snakes in a skull. Gabriel's father painted it.
What a wacky offbeat kind of guy Daddy was.
Is that a voodoo lady?
The chandelier is original. Gabriel finds it charming. All right. He can't afford to replace it. The magnifying glass is a handy item for reading old manuscripts or the fine print on Gabriel's lease.
Can I take it? How do I take it? I wish there were tooltips on these icons.
Mind if I borrow the magnifying glass?
No, Sherlock. Just bring it back when we get the next estate shipment.
No problem. I'm gonna take the tweezers for a bit.
Good. You're beginning to look a little scruffy.
Just trying to make you feel at home.
Let's see. Help. Walk. Ask. Talk. Somehow different from ask. Look. Pick up. Open and close. Operate. Move. Okay then.
Dramatic, isn't it? Gabriel didn't eat for 3 weeks after splurging on that coat. He has a thing for black leather. Today's newspaper is on the counter.
Is there a hotkey for... It's maybe a dumb question, but a hotkey for different actions? Doesn't appear to be. Oh, but you can cycle through them with mouse too. Not great, but it'll do.
Times-Picayune, dated June 18, 1993. The front page has an article about the voodoo murders. The article says that the victims are all identified as members of the underworld. The general public of New Orleans is in no danger. Police claim the so-called voodoo trappings found at the crime scenes are fake, a scare tactic, and that the murders are not associated with any genuine practitioners. Gabriel also scans the Aquarius horoscope for the day. Potential storms ahead. Proceed with caution, and do not get involved with anything new at this time.
Right.
Yeah, this game actually has a pretty sick voice cast. I don't know if these two are voiced by anybody in particular, but I know Mark Hamill is in this game, and Tim Curry.
Gabriel leaves through a German-English dictionary.
Let's see, Mittag means midday, noon.
It's a bit warm in here. Gabriel decides to wait until he leaves. Gabriel doesn't need the ashtray. Gabriel wouldn't dare touch Grace's oil paints. The gargoyle is heavier than it looks. There's no one in that part of the shop to talk to.
I disagree.
So, what's new, Grace?
Your use of mathematics, for one thing. These books are unbelievable.
What can I say? I refuse to be bound by rules.
The strap marks on your bedpost speak otherwise.
Well, I got nothing out of that. Do I have... Some sort of notebook? Okay, I think this is my score because the adventure games from this time used to have a score for some reason. I am at 3 out of 342.
Gabriel cannot take that.
I'm out of here. Try not to sell out the store while I'm gone.
Uh-huh.
Oh, shit. Oh god, I wasn't expecting this many options right away. Where even am I? St. George's Bookshop, that's where I am. Okay, well, let's start from the top. Dixieland Drugstore.
Hi.
Uh-huh.
I must say, I think I preferred Gabriel to actor.
Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Ask what you want. I'll answer what I want.
Tell me about voodoo. Actually, tell me about yourself first.
Tell me about yourself.
My name's Willie Walker. I own the place.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
I've lived here all my life, me.
That doesn't tell me anything about New Orleans. So why is this yellow?
Tell me about yourself. How did you get into this kind of business?
Why should I discuss my business with you, man?
Because I might want to do business with you.
Tell me about yourself. How did you get...
Why should I...
Oh, never mind.
Can you tell me what you know about voodoo?
This is a novelty shop, monsieur.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Cabriz Sancour.
What did you say?
Nothing. Those killings have nothing to do with my shop, monsieur.
What did you mean when you said Cabriz Sancour?
I didn't say that.
You did. I heard you say it.
You heard wrong, monsieur. I said no such thing.
Tell me about... How did...
Why
Okay, well that was productive.
Hi there. Is this your store?
This is a Dixieland drugstore, and I own it, me. Name's Walker. Willie Walker.
Okay, I got the same exact info as I got from the other way of talking to him, just much faster.
The jars look fragile, and their content... The glass jars contain a number of things Gabriel can't identify.
And wouldn't want to.
It's a mannequin wearing a crocodile mask. In this case are super concentrated fixing oils and packages of pins.
Okay, can I buy that?
There is no... To get what's in the case, Gabriel would need money. What would Gabriel do with that sign?
I don't want any of this stuff.
To get...
Okay.
That doesn't seem to be removable. Gabriel doesn't want a poster, and a small notice says that the store is out of stock on the book itself.
Well, that was good. Good talking to you. Okay. Cathedral.
The chancel of St. Louis Cathedral consists of a raised dais, an altar, 2 pedestals, and a choir area. At least the cherubs are an aesthetic way of asking for donations. Flags of the world are displayed from the upper story. A promotion of the universal harmony, no doubt.
Can I actually move within this area? As into a different screen. I can walk very slowly and I can go to a different screen.
It's a picture of Christ. The closet shelves are stacked with the odds and ends of a saintly life.
Can I have some?
Nothing on that shelf interests. Gabriel doesn't need. Gabriel isn't interested in. Gabriel, there is
Okay.
nothing.
Oh, yeah, these controls are a bit outdated. And you can't move faster than this, it seems. Okay.
You white-faced geek! You want to eat my fist?
It's one of those mimes. Oh boy. A Cajun band, inventive as always with their instruments, is having a good old time on the lawn. Funny how catchy that toe tapping can be.
Why, you nasty thing, you! I'll call the police, I will!
Everybody likes a mime.
People seem to be enjoying the park, despite the
Hey, stop picking on me! I'll tell my dad!
give a hoot.
I talk to him. I don't know if I want to do this.
Since Gabriel can't read lips, he's disinclined to start a conversation. A bronze statue of Andrew Jackson marks the center of Jackson Square.
Not exactly sure what I'm trying to accomplish in any way at the moment. But I keep getting interrupted by
That jazz
something.
band is pretty good. Of course, most jazz bands. Jackson Square is a good.
I guess I was also told about... I was told about the voodoo shop and some other place, so I guess I should go there. It seems like just going into a place isn't all that productive. This guy knows something. We're gonna get a clue about, oh, the musician in the park knows. Which musician? Well, maybe the one who's playing alone. Oh, you know what? There's a door there. I'm not gonna investigate it. I have no reason to believe that there is anything here at this point. Historical Voodoo Museum. That sounds good.
Hi. Look around all you want.
Okay, thanks.
Gabriel can't do a thing with the drummer on the street.
Oh, oh! I thought this was the person who was talking to me.
Could I ask you a few questions?
I wouldn't be much help. You should talk to Dr. John, the owner. He'll be back tomorrow.
I see. Thank you.
A beaded gourd is on display. An official voodoo wishing stump. Rabbit and make a wish, a card say. A very large, very formidable looking snake is secured in a plexiglass cage. The Historical Voodoo Museum is brimming with items authentic and original.
Reminds me of a book critic for the New York Times. He's got more hair than Mosley. Damn. I've always wanted a skeleton with a bowl on its head.
Okay, well, this also wasn't helpful.
The doorway is already open.
I'll be gone now, thanks.
So long.
Okay, can I do something to wait until tomorrow?
Gabriel is standing on the balcony of a building across the street from Jackson Square. On the balcony are 4 mounted binoculars. 4 pairs of binoculars. St. Louis Cathedral. The original church on this site was built in 1724 and was named for Louis IX of France. That church burnt in the Great Fire of 1788. The present church dates from 1851.
Okay. Is there a drummer behind or in front of every building?
A sharp-eyed gentleman in a gray sports coat hunches over a chessboard, chuckling to himself. A chandelier casts a dim glow over the room. Gabriel and the bartender are old pals. His name is Stonewall King, and he knows everybody round here.
Excellent, Stonewall. Tell me what I'm trying to do.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Sure. I'm not too busy at the moment.
Tell me about... well, yourself.
Tell me about yourself.
A good bartender listens to other people's life stories without telling his own.
Well, thanks. I thought we were good pals. Street musicians.
Tell me about the street musicians around here.
I like music as much as the next guy, but they get pretty monotonous sometimes, you know? Like that drummer right outside. They say there's been a drummer outside Napoleon House since the day it opened. I like drums, but this character really gets on my nerves. It sounds like the same thing over and over. I just want to say, enough already.
Sounds like my life.
I enjoyed some street music today. Because randomly on the street there was just happened to be a death metal band. It was alright. Anyway, tell me about voodoo.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Voodoo? I don't believe in it myself. I invented a drink once called Laveau's Tomb, but it wasn't very popular. Some people do believe, though. Even some of our regulars here at Napoleon House.
What about the murders?
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
It's all over the papers. Some kind of serial killings.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
Greatest city in the world. I'd never want to live anywhere else.
Does the phrase Cabri sans corps mean anything to you?
You know what goes in it?
I don't think it's a drink.
Oh, then I probably don't know anything about it.
What can you tell me about your regulars in here?
This crowd, the ones you see, are mostly regulars. That guy and girl in the corner come here a lot. When they're not fighting, they're all over each other. In other words, they're in love.
Well, that didn't help. I was hoping you would point at somebody who knows about voodoo. Is it you?
Can I ask you some questions?
I'm here to relax, friend. Buzz off.
Right. Sorry.
What about you?
Excuse me. I hate to interrupt your game, but could I ask you a few questions?
What game? This isn't a game. It's a slaughter.
He's right, you know, so let me die in peace, would you?
Okay, have fun.
Can I ask you some questions?
I'm trying to be with my lady here, pal.
Far be it from me to stand in the way of romance.
With all the people in this bar, Gabriel wants to talk to that.
Nobody else talks to me.
A small table, recent. A man in a loud tie stares morose. A young man is deep into conversation with his girlfriend and feeling no pain. A young woman is enjoying drinks with her boyfriend.
Kinda cute. Nah.
An unhappy-looking man explores the dangers of drinking alone.
That's
a
me.
chandelier casts a dim glow over the room. Several fine old oils line the walls of the bar. A stereo and some old jazz albums occupy the back shelf. A street drummer has found a spot outside the Napoleon House.
Can I talk to the street drummer?
Gabriel cannot do anything with the drummer on the street. With all the people in this bar, the door isn't going anywhere.
Come on, come on! I'm growing fungus already.
Okay, I am not seeing anything in here either. But I got some points from somewhere.
Please select a destination item.
Well, I visited every place and I got effectively nothing.
Home.
Really? I forgot you were gone.
Talk to me.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Tell me about yourself, Grace.
Yeah, right, Knight.
I mean it.
What do you want to know?
Oh. I wasn't expecting actual branching dialogue.
How come we haven't gone out yet?
I'm still waiting around for that lobotomy. As soon as I get it, I'll let you know.
How do you like working at St. George's Books?
Well, it's not exactly a huge intellectual challenge. Although the math in your record books could confuse Einstein. Still, I love old books, and it's a nice way to pay the bills while I explore the city for a summer. If you ever pay me, that is.
What do you do after work?
Well, I either go to my oil painting class or my Tai Chi. You know that.
You know, you can go overboard with this improving yourself stuff. You don't want to alienate us mere mortals.
I suppose I should just allow my mind and body to atrophy.
Works for me. How old are you?
Old enough to know about men like you.
Alright, I see how good these two are together.
Just tell me anything at all.
I just got my master's in history and classics. My folks wanted me to go on right away for my PhD, but 18 years of school was enough. I needed a break.
Nothing, I guess. Never mind.
Suit yourself.
Do you have messages for me?
Dana called, and Susie left a message about a lawsuit.
Toss 'em.
Okie dokie. There's more when you want 'em.
Could you do some research for me?
Sure. What?
I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Good, good.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
I didn't know much of anything about it until you started researching it for your book. Now I know that it's active in the city. There's that shop and museum. It can clearly be dangerous in the wrong hands. You should be careful investigating it.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Just what I read in the paper, same as you.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
Well, I've only been here 2 months, but I love it. It's so much more alive than any place I've been. It feels like anything's possible here.
Do you know what Caprice encore means?
No. Sounds French, though.
Can you research it?
Could you do some research for me?
Sure. What?
Okay.
I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Well, that didn't work. There's some dictionaries here. Do we have French dictionary?
Gabriel leafs through a German-English dictionary.
Spiel means game. Interesting.
Shit.
Under the window are reference books, dictionaries, foreign language dictionaries, quotation books, and others.
Hi.
Hey, kids.
Bruno. How nice.
Gee, a customer.
Of yours? Hardly.
How's the flower business?
Well, better than the used book business, I see.
Rare books.
That explains why I so rarely see anyone in here. Are you going to sell me that wonderful painting of yours today?
How much would you give me for it, Bruno?
Gabriel, don't you dare sell your father's painting.
Well, I guess I don't need the money that badly.
From the looks of this shop, I'm sure you will, my boy. And soon.
So Grace, what are you doing? I can't pay you if I don't sell things.
The curtain doesn't provide much privacy, but Gabriel's rarely in his bedroom during shop hours anyway.
Game is great. I wouldn't know, because I have accomplished practically nothing.
Good coffee. You've
Okay.
already got me, you lucky devil.
Okay. Wait, what? What? Okay. Gabriel?
The balcony floor needs work and is unsafe.
Whoops.
I'm going out.
See ya.
Also, for what it's worth, before I realized that I'm doing a 4x3 game, I had a text on screen saying that suggestions and hints are fine, especially if you don't know the solution. generally speaking, your guess is as good as mine. What's up, Psy? Thank you for the resub.
Hi.
Uh-huh.
Can I ask you just a few more questions?
Whatever, man.
I don't expect there to be anything new here. Nope.
What did you mean when you said,
I didn't say
you did?
you heard.
Tell me about you. How did you get it?
Why should I
Yeah, thing.
These are novelties, curiosities. If people...
I think all I was supposed to get from here at this point is that that one phrase, which I don't know what to do with. Need somebody who speaks French. No, Napoleon House. That seems like a French place to start. But I've also tried talking to everybody here, and nobody gives a shit. I guess I didn't do this mode of talking.
Hi, how's it going?
It's been worse.
Okay, now I've done that. It didn't help.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
What can you tell me about your regulars in here?
See those old guys at the chess table? That's Sam and Marcus. They played every day for 20 years. Sam, the one with the purple jacket, he's lost every one of those games. It's not that he's a bad player. I've seen him beat guys twice as good as Marcus. But Marcus has Sam so psyched out, he loses his nerve every time. By the way, Sam, the chess player, he's into that voodoo stuff. He's always talking about spells and gree-gree and stuff.
Really? Thanks.
Okay, actually useful info.
So what has Sam told you about voodoo?
Well, about 50 years ago, Sam was too shy to talk to this pretty girl he was in love with. He went to a voodooine and had her make him a love charm. It was a little pouch that he had to bury under the girl's front porch. Well, he buried the pouch, and the next day, he went up and talked to the girl. And, sure enough, she didn't reject him. Now she's his wife. Poor guy.
So what has Sam told you about?
That's about all I can remember.
Okay, well, that's something. There was a point. Which one of you is Sam?
Sorry to bother you, but could I ask you a few questions?
I'm not the chatty type, am I, Sam?
No, you old bastard, you're not.
Okay, you are Sam.
Besides, I'm busy sucking poor old Sam dry. Go bug someone else.
Okay, I'll bug Sam.
You're a real sweetheart, Marcus, you bastard.
Excuse me. I hate to interrupt your game, but could I ask you a few questions?
What game? This isn't a game. It's a slaughter.
He's right, you know.
Okay.
Nothing like a good game of chess, huh?
Yeah, well, this isn't a good game. This is torture.
Oh well. Have fun.
Okay, how do I get your
That
attention?
tabletop has an inlaid chessboard. Gabriel cannot...
Somebody's using it right now.
I know, that's why I want to push it over.
Somebody's... Could I ask you a few... What can you tell...
I'd call you a regular, Gabe. And one of our local writer celebrities, too. Been coming in here, what, 10 years now?
Don't remind me.
We're still waiting for that bestseller.
Don't hold your breath. What can you tell me?
That's about all I can...
Tell me about the street.
Don't know what else I could say.
What?
That's about all.
Tell me about...
A good bartender.
So what has Sam told you about voodoo?
That's about all I can...
Yeah, it's the push action. I was hoping I could push over the table because they were focused on their game and I didn't want them to be. I was hoping to talk to Sam about voodoo.
What can you...
Voodoo. some people do believe, though. Even some... That guy Sam, the chess player, oh, he's really into voodoo. He's always talking about spells and gree-gree and stuff.
Really? Great, thanks. What do you know?
They say a lot of voodoo stuff is found near the bodies.
I mean, I don't need him to be happy. I just need him to talk to me.
What can you tell?
This city must get 1 million tourists a year, especially around Mardi Gras.
Does...
Never heard.
Can I ask you some...
I'm here to relax, friend.
Right.
I don't have any... Yeah, I don't have... Wait, do I have items? Oh yeah, I do have items. I mean... Well... What is this?
There's nothing written on the magnifying glass.
Oh, I can read. Or I can
The magnifying glass...
open.
The magnifying glass...
And then there's this thing.
The magnifying glass is an expensive one with an inlaid jade handle, an heirloom from Gabriel's grandfather. The tweezers from the bookshop are an old stainless steel pair that Gabriel's had forever.
Okay.
What do I need with a table? They aren't mine.
The bar isn't going anywhere. That belongs... Gabriel can... The door...
Well, I got a point. I guess that's progress. Not
Hi.
much, but...
Look around all you want.
Okay, thanks.
And I can't do anything in
A
here.
striking portrait of a turbaned woman is on the back wall. Gabriel wonders who she might be.
She won't talk to me. She's telling me to talk to the owner who isn't at work today.
The back wall displays various voodoo items, such as a poster advertising a voodoo tour of the city, winters only. An authentic-looking pole marks the center of the room. Authentic what? Gabriel isn't sure. Flickering candles lend an appropriately spooky atmosphere to the museum. A wooden doll with horns is on the back table.
Looks like Jack Nicholson.
Can I have it?
Even if that were for sale, Gabriel couldn't afford it.
Nobody said anything about buying it.
Even if that were... Gabriel cannot take that. That doesn't seem to be removable.
So, how's the museum business?
I don't know. I don't normally work here.
Could I ask you if you...
I wouldn't be... You should talk to Dr. John, the owner.
I see.
Gabriel can't...
Okay, well... God. Nothing in here. Ugh.
I'll be gone now.
So long.
Seriously, Grace, could you please research a thing for me?
Hey, Grace.
The excitement...
Got a minute? Could you?
Sure.
I can't think of anything.
Okay.
I can relate.
Do you
I've told you all I know.
do you have messages for me?
Your grandmother called.
I keep meaning to get over there. What did she say? Did she sound good?
She sounded great, and we had a nice little chat about you.
Grace.
Don't worry. I didn't go into detail about your cardinal sins. Not that anything about you could surprise her. She adores you anyway.
She's my girl.
But she said to remind you to stop by and go through your father's things.
Okay.
Was that important? Was that a sound effect for something good?
Do you have more messages for me?
Here's a strange one. You got a call from someone named Wolfgang Ritter. He said he was calling from Germany. He told me it was urgent, maybe you should give him a call.
Call Germany, like hell. If it's really important, he'll call back.
Well, fine. Let's just hope he's not with the German lottery for pitiful American authors.
That actually sounds important. I think that's what ties into Gabriel Net too.
Do you have more messages for me?
Your friend Detective Mosley called. Talkative, isn't he?
Especially with you. What do you want?
He left an interesting message. He told me to tell you that his mother's maiden name is Humphrey. Oh, that's Humphrey.
Fascinating.
And that he left some photos for you at the station, at the front desk.
It's about time.
Gabriel, those photos wouldn't have anything to do with the voodoo murders, would they?
Now, why would you say something like that?
Because I know you. You're getting privileged information, aren't you? Did you tell him you'd put him in your new voodoo book?
A writer has certain obligation to his readers, you know.
Gabriel, you know you'll never put him in your book. Your main character is a female orthodontist. You're gonna be reincarnated as a pit bull if you keep screwing with your karma.
As long as it's a male pit bull with a really big...
That's enough. Thanks. Anyway, that's all the messages. Thank God.
Right.
Tell me about yourself, Grace.
What else do you want to know?
Just tell me anything at all.
I just got my master's in history and classics. My folks wanted me to...
Nothing else.
Suit yourself.
Okay, I think I actually got some info out of that. So, important lesson learned. When the dialogue option is a different color, there's probably a good reason to click it multiple times. Yeah, loads of points right there. Outstanding.
I've got some things I need to do.
Don't hurry back on my account.
Did I get a... Yes, I did. Police station.
It's an
Got a second, officer?
What can I do you for?
Tell me about... Mosley.
I'm here to see Detective Mosley.
He's out at a crime scene. Sorry.
Crime scene.
Where's the crime scene? Is it related to the voodoo murders?
Crime scene information is police confidential. We don't need any more looky-loos than are probably already there.
Come on, you can tell me what the crime scene is.
Look, I know the paper's got everybody stirred up about these killings, but that don't make it public information. Back off.
So this is a new voodoo murder then?
Hey, I didn't say that. You'll read all about it in the papers tomorrow, I'm sure.
Please tell me where the crime scene is.
Look, buddy, you keep it up, and there'll be a crime scene right here.
American cop.
Please.
Look, bud.
About Detective Mosley.
I told you he's not here.
I was supposed to pick up some photos from Detective Mosley at the front desk.
Is that right? And who are you?
My name is Knight. Gabriel Knight.
Yeah, I got something for you, all right. Soon as you're done talking, I'll give it to you.
Do you know what Caprice encore means?
Can't say that I do.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
I'll tell you, I'm glad as hell it's not Mardi Gras. If it weren't for that 1 month a year, being a cop in New Orleans would be a real pleasure. As it is, I'd rather stick behind this desk.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Me? Nothing. I'm a Catholic boy.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
I'm not allowed to give out information on police cases.
Okay. Well, thanks. Actually,
Tell me about yourself.
Who, me? I'm the Desk Sergeant Frick. Why?
Frick?
That's right. You got a problem with that?
Not at all. Tell me about yourself.
You see that front door?
Yeah?
Well, I watch people come in. See this book?
Yeah?
Well, I write people's names in it, see? People that bother me. Want me to put your name in this book?
I think not.
That's what I thought.
yeah, sure. No.
Here's that envelope for you, Gabriel Knight.
Thanks.
Yeah, progress.
The envelope has Gabriel's name written on it, misspelled. Gabriel opens the manila envelope and finds 2 photographs.
Yep, he's dead.
One of the photos from Moseley is an official Voodoo Murders crime scene shot. A graphic close-up of a victim. The photograph of Moseley was apparently taken upon his graduation from the police academy. He had hair then. Gabriel can see that just fine without magnification.
Okay, that was good. I got something. I got photos, which, what do I do with them? Can Grace look into that?
Hello.
I wish you wouldn't wear that coat outside in June. I could smell you from here.
Gabriel cannot. There's no one in that.
Got a minute? Could you?
Sure.
Nope.
I can't think of anything.
Understandable.
Do you have...
Nope.
Alright, well, that was nothing. So where do I actually go with this new information and my 14 points?
See you later.
Ooh, hello. Oh, right. Can I call that,
I'm so glad you
German
stopped
guy?
by.
'Cause that feels
Sorry
important.
it's been a while, Grandma.
Not at all. Give us a kiss. Now come and sit down. Tell me how you're doing.
Can we talk, Gran?
Of course, my boy. How can I help?
Tell me about yourself.
Me? Oh, surely you have something more interesting to talk about.
Oh, come on, Gran.
All right, dear. What do you want to hear?
Do I actually want to know?
What do you do all day?
You know how I love to knit and work in my garden? I also take long walks. It's the only way to keep an old body like mine from stiffening up.
You're not old.
Oh, don't be foolish. I'm older than the hills.
Tell me about before you met Granddaddy.
Well, you know I was born Rebecca Wright. My daddy owned a lot of land outside of town. We grew peas, corn, cotton, all kinds of things. It was a good childhood, but my father was very strict. He didn't much let me out of his sight.
Tell me how you met Granddaddy.
I met Harrison at a church revival. There was a traveling preacher back then, a big fella named Reverend Jim. I even remember his slogan, "Come to me to find your way." Your granddad was sitting right behind me and my girlfriend Alma, and at one point, old Reverend Jim was flinging his hair around with his fire and brimstone antics, and a piece of it, one of those small add-on-dos for men, went flying off. I swear, Harrison and I were the only ones that noticed. We both started laughing to beat the band. Everyone looked at us like we were a couple of loonies. It was then I knew that he was for me.
How you feeling these days?
Fit as a fiddle, and don't you worry your head about it.
Just tell me anything at all.
I had your father when I was 22. The doctors told me I couldn't have any more after him, so I'm afraid I spoiled him rotten.
Just tell me anything at all.
I never loved any man but your grandfather, and I never will.
Just tell me anything at all.
I hate to admit it, but I was a jealous little thing when your granddad and I were younger. I loved him so ferociously, and he did attract the eyes of the ladies, whether he wanted to or not.
Just tell me anything at all.
I get lonely sometimes, but I have lots of girlfriends in the neighborhood. I call one of them if I'm feeling blue.
Just tell me anything at
It's
all.
a great conversation.
I wish you'd settle down and give me a great-grandchild.
Oh, Gran. Just tell me anything at all.
I had your father when I was 22. The doctors told me...
Okay.
Oh, nothing. Never mind.
Tell me about the family.
Tell me about our family.
Who would you like to hear about? Your granddad, your father, or your mother?
Anything at all. Start with Harrison.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Your granddad immigrated to America when he was 21.
From Germany?
He worked his way through school, met and married me, and we had your father, Philip.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Your granddad supported me and your father with bookkeeping. I'll tell you what, though, he hated every minute of it. Didn't really like bookkeeping one bit. Maybe that was why he had the worst luck with jobs. The nights he'd come home afraid to tell me he'd lost another. And I would tell him. It didn't matter to me. But he felt ashamed, Gabriel.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Harrison was only 36 when he died. Your father was 8 years old at the time. Your granddad was hit by a streetcar in the business district. Took me nearly a year to believe he was really gone.
I'm sorry, Gran.
I know you are, dear.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Did you know that your granddad was a poet? He was! He wrote the most beautiful poetry for me when we were courting. I always thought he should have done something with that gift. But he was such a practical man. Didn't believe in chasing after dreams.
I feel like something important might come of this. And it feels less and less likely with every time I click on it.
Tell me something about Granddad.
I don't know what else to tell you, dear.
Okay. Thank you. Moving on.
Tell me about my father.
Your father was my only child. how we adored him. Philip suffered from terrible nightmares, just like your granddad did. They were 2 peas in a pod.
Tell me about my father.
When Philip met your mother, it was love at first sight. They were married 2 weeks later. Never looked at a girl seriously until then, and he looked at plenty. You have your father's way with women, Gabriel, and your granddad's.
Tell me about my father.
I wanted to just lay down and die when he and your mother were killed in that car crash when you were only 8. It was the thought of taking care of you that kept me going, Gabriel. The police say your father swerved off the road after being frightened by something. Perhaps a deer in the road or a wild cat.
Tell me about my father.
Your granddad wanted Philip to have a normal life. He was obsessed by that thought. He pushed Philip to go to law school. Philip was driven to art. He painted almost in a daze. He would get so inside himself when he worked.
Tell me about my father.
He always hated it that it was Margaret's money that supported the 3 of you when his painting couldn't. I kept telling him, try something more cheerful, like a landscape or 2. But he couldn't do it. His work was just too dark and disturbing for the public, you know.
Tell me about my father.
I don't know what else to tell you, dear.
Okay.
Tell me about my mother.
Your mother was Margaret Templeton when your father met her. She came from a very wealthy Creole family in New Orleans. She was beautiful and reckless. She was madly in love with your father, of course, but I also think she liked defying her family. Since you're so interested in family history these days, why don't you go by St. Louis Cemetery No. 1 and visit the family tomb? It would be a sweet gesture.
Maybe I will.
Okay, actual progress.
Tell me about my mother.
Your mother's family refused to give her money after the marriage. All she had left was a modest trust fund from her great-aunt, who happened to like Philip. The remainder of your mother's trust fund became yours when she died. That's what you used to open your bookshop.
Tell me about my mother.
The Templetons are all gone now. Every last one of them. They never wanted anything to do with us, of course. What a waste.
Tell me about my mother.
I don't know.
Okay. Compliment her.
You know, you get prettier every time I see you.
Is that spelled correctly?
Oh, you.
Shouldn't that be an I?
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Voodoo? What an odd question, Gabriel. Of course, you always were interested in monster movies and all that other weird stuff. You get that from your father and granddad. I don't know anything about it, dear. Of course, it was very big in New Orleans at one time, but you don't hear about it so much these days. Too much else in the world to worry about, I guess.
Okay, good. I still understand some English.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Oh, Gabriel, nothing. And I don't want to. I sometimes wonder what this world is coming to.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
New Orleans is very southern. Of course, though, not as much as it used to be when I was a girl. It's gotten much more influenced by the East Coast and that California stuff. Still, it hasn't changed as much as other places, I reckon. We've always been happy here.
Do you have any idea what Cabri sans cœur means?
Something without something, I think. My French is so rusty. I swear my mind is going.
It's okay, thanks.
Okay, that's better than anybody else has given me.
Granny's knitting. She whips through that stuff like there was no tomorrow. Granny likes soft lighting. Mostly
How you been, Gran?
Just fine, dear. I'm sorry I bothered you at work, but I was hoping you'd get a chance to go through your father's things in the attic.
Don't be silly. You can call me anytime.
Alright, to the attic.
I'm gonna go up to the attic, Gran.
Be careful of the dust.
That box of knickknacks has been up there for at least 5 years. The old trunk looked like it's gone to hell and back. It's a lady's hat from the 1920s.
It looks pretty heavy.
The lid is blocked by the clock.
Can I have the clock?
Gabriel doesn't want to take the clock.
Can I push the clock? Oh, I was hoping for something a bit more aggressive.
The trunk contains some old clothes, including a pair of leather shorts,
Aren't those called lederhosen?
serious hiking boots, more of Harrison Knight German book,
Just what I need.
and a bundle of letters. Love letters between Harrison and Rebecca.
I don't think there's anything in that trunk that would interest anybody but my Gran.
Okay.
Gabriel doesn't want to take the clock.
What do I actually want from here then?
That box of Nick Grandma's attic is a storehouse of... It's an old, dusty bicycle tire. These old picture frames have been up here for years.
It's kind of surprising how many interactable things there are.
A skylight lets welcome sunlight into the attic. The old velvet curtains hung in the parlor before Gran lightened up the place. Grandma's attic is... The trunk contains lederhosen.
It looks...
The trunk doesn't move, Gabe.
I don't think there's any...
Okay, there was nothing in here. I think.
The old trunk looked like it's Grandma's an elaborate mechanical clock, probably of German origin, is among the discarded treasures of the attic. It doesn't seem to be running at the moment.
Okay, okay.
Nothing happens. The hands do not appear to have any mechanical function other than to move. The ring of symbols does not appear to have any mechanical function, but it does move. The ring...
Oh.
Why move that part of the clock?
Oh, I see.
Nothing happens.
I guess I'm brute forcing this.
Nothing happens.
Maybe.
Why move that?
Maybe I should look at the clock first. This interaction system is kinda shit.
A ring of 6 symbols surround the face of the clock. A sword, a sun, an angel, a noose, an eclipse, and a dragon. A key winds the clock's mechanism. An elaborate mechanical clock. It doesn't seem... There's an interesting design in the base of the clock. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing happens.
Oh, actually, is it? Wait, what? Oh, I thought there was a cross in here, but that's just a sword. Yeah, it looks exactly like a cross, so I figured maybe it has to be like a cross the correct way up.
Nothing happens. The face of the clock.
God, this is so difficult to move. I want the sword at the top, but it's... I don't think I can.
Nothing happens.
No, there. Ugh.
Nothing happens.
Haven't I tried all of them at the top now?
Nothing. Nothing happens. Nothing. Nothing. Not.
Okay, I feel like I've tried every possible...
Nothing happened.
Well, not even a combination. But all of these have been tried and...
Why move that? Why move that?
And nothing happens.
Why move? Why? The hands of the clock do not. The clock won't open that. There's no one. Gabriel can. That
Okay.
area is.
Okay, Gramps. Do you know how to work this clock? Seems important.
That's it. Take a load off, hon.
Can we talk?
Of course.
I can't ask about it.
Tell me.
Your granddad immigrated to... He worked his way...
Okay, what?
On the wall are portraits of Gran and Gram. Gabriel's inherited. Mostly pictures. Fresh cat. That clock has been in the Wright family, Granny's family, for centuries.
I'm going up the...
Enjoy.
It's clearly that it's important. Somehow.
It looks...
Missing a hand, is it?
An elaborate...
It looks like that's two hands.
It's the minute hand. It's the minute hand. It's the minute. It's the minute.
Or maybe...
It's the minute hand. The face of the clock is hand painted.
Or maybe it is missing a hand.
The face of the face. It's the minute.
But I would imagine that if it was missing a hand, then Gabriel would point out, or the voodoo lady narrating this would point out that it's missing a hand.
The face. It's the minute. It's the a ring. A ring. The an elaborate. It doesn't seem. An elaborate. It doesn't.
I think I'll leave...
It's an old metal tub full of grandma's. There's a sketchbook on the chair that Gabriel vaguely remembers as his father's.
Okay, well that seems important. Glad I noticed that. It's like a
I think I'd take Daddy's sketchbook with me.
inconsequential pile of pixels, but I'm glad I checked that. I like the happy jingle combined with this.
Images haunt the pages of Philip Knight's sketchbook, the way they must have haunted his mind. The images touch a deep chord in Gabriel. So familiar are they that he finds it hard to believe they aren't from his own subconscious. Images, images.
Well, it also didn't really help.
Gabriel can get that I there's that I those two objects, Gabriel can this is
Okay, can I talk to Gran about the,
Hey, that's my gran. That's...
about the book? But I can't talk about the clock.
That's it.
Can we...
Of course.
Tell me about...
Your father, Philip, suffered from terrible nightmares.
No, I can't. What the fuck?
I'm going up the attic.
Enjoy.
Anything else I missed?
There's nothing I want in there.
Gabriel doesn't.
I think I'll leave.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna see if I can call the German guy.
Well, Gran, I better get going.
All right, dear.
Oh, actually, you know what? First, let's do this. Hey, Sly.
The marks are reddish in color and reminds Gabriel of crosses. They look like they've been here a few days at least. Near the Laveau tomb is a piece of red brick. Undoubtedly a cast-off from spiritual graffiti writers. Food, trinkets, and more unsettling things have been left at Marie Laveau's tomb as offerings from believers. Vases seem to be a favorite decoration for the dead.
Don't leave, I wanted to talk to you.
No, thanks.
Wait.
Gabriel can't take the marks with him that way.
But I want them.
Those two are...
Can I use this in the world?
Gabriel looks fondly at his father's...
Yes!
I want a copy of these strange marks.
2 points.
A marble snake. Now that's cheerful.
A stone angel stands silently before a tomb. This is the tomb of Marie Laveau, Voodoo Queen of New Orleans. Odd-looking marks adorn the Laveau tomb wall.
So what was the thing I picked up?
Those two objects,
That's not what I meant.
looking at the series of crosses, Gabriel can't help but to think that they have a pattern and a meaning he is not comprehending.
Man, that reminds me of the Sherlock Holmes Awakened puzzle, which was just, here's a nonsensical series of numbers. Good luck.
Those two... It's a piece of brick. Food, trinkets, food. The tomb is securely closed. The tomb is... This old tomb is in a sorry state of disrepair. It's an imposing marble tomb from the last century. Gabriel can barely make out the name. Hamilton. New Orleans is famous for its above-ground tombs. The high water table prevents bodies from being interred underground. Gabriel doesn't see a name on this tomb. New Orleans is famous for the name Ross.
But I wouldn't want to live there.
I'm starting to wonder if the remake, remaster, whatever it was. Please exit, thank you. Would have maybe been better option, because this UI is really cumbersome to use.
Could I have a minute of your time?
Yeah? What can I do for you?
Mind if I pick your brain a minute?
Go ahead. These folks ain't in no hurry.
But apparently that's got the worst voice acting.
Tell me about yourself.
My name is Toussaint Gervais. I'm the watchman here at St. Louis number 1.
What exactly do you do here?
Oh, I keep the place tidy, but a big part of my job, too, is looking out for the grievers, you know. People come to pay their respects, and they need looking out for. Sometimes they so grief-bound they don't know what they doing.
Tell me about yourself.
That's about all.
Tell me something about St. Louis Cemetery, number 1.
You know why the dead are buried in tombs and not in the ground, don't you? The water table's too high. Them coffins would float right out of their graves. Them dead would go floating right down into the water. Course, if it were Mardi Gras, nobody'd even notice.
Tell me something about St. Louis Cemetery, number 1.
It's a historical place. People buried in here from the Civil War and back further, too. Take a look around, you'll see.
Tell me something about St. Louis Cemetery, number 1.
Just look around, just look around. You get the feel of the place.
Okay.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
They say it was part of an old religion from Africa, brought here by slaves.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Ain't it just awful, them finding those bodies with voodoo things around them? I don't think there's any real voodoo going on. Somebody's trying to cover their tracks is all.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
Seem like everybody want to visit New Orleans at least once in their lives. And they love the cemetery tour. I see tourists in here every day of the year.
Do you have any idea what Cabri Sans Coeur means?
No, can't say that I do.
Well, you did not help.
Gabriel doesn't want to take the nameplates from his family tomb. The tomb is securely shut.
Oh no, I can't look at it because this man is in the way.
The Wright family tomb. Several of Gabriel and Grant's family members are laid to rest here. The Wright.
Can I break in?
St. Louis Cemetery. The marker reads. The marker reads, Mary Planter Wright.
These are Grand's folks. I never knew them.
The marker reads, Franklin Wright.
These are Grand's folks.
The marker reads, Harley Wright.
Grand's sister. She died young.
The marker reads, Harrison Knight.
Granddaddy.
The marker reads, Philip Knight.
Daddy.
The marker reads, Margaret Templeton Knight.
My mother.
Okay, how do I open this one?
There's nothing on the marble and It's rather rude to interrogate the dead.
Fine.
Using that on the... Gabriel doesn't want the tomb.
I don't think I can do anything else. Okay, well, I get things from here. Okay, maybe now I can go to Grace and tell her to research this. Please exit. You can do it, Gabriel. Gabriel, thank you.
Phew, it's humid out there. Made it back, though.
I wish you wouldn't wear that coat outside and...
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Could you do some research for me?
Sure, what?
Oh, come on!
I can't think of anything.
Okay.
I can think of something. Can I use the item on you? Hey, this item.
Do you know anything about this?
No, sorry.
Thanks. What about this?
Do you know anything about this?
No, sorry.
Fuck.
See you later.
Don't hurry back on my account.
Okay, maybe the voodoo shop owner?
Hi.
Uh-huh.
Do you know anything about these crosses? I think there's some kind of code.
Looks like a lot of hen tracks to me, man.
Thanks.
Does this mean anything to you?
I don't know anything.
Does this mean anything to you?
I don't...
Okay, well, you were about as helpful as always. Thanks. What's next? Oh, maybe I can finally bother. Was it Sam? Like, hey, do you know these, Entrax?
Does this mean anything to you?
Not really.
Fucking hell.
Does this mean anything to you?
Yeah, get away from me with her, will you?
Okay, well, that was a dead end. Where's my phone in here?
Lucy, home.
Do I have a phone in here? Is that a phone?
Gabriel doesn't need the ashtray.
That's not a phone.
Really, taking Grace's lamp is not necessary. It's certainly light enough, but rather useless, as Gabriel well knows. Gabriel cannot take that. Gabriel does not want to work on the damaged books right now.
Where's the phone? I want to call...
Gabriel isn't...
I want to call the German guy.
The desk is... Gabriel wouldn't dare touch Grace's oil paints. Gabriel's had all those books in the bathroom and doesn't care to read them again.
Do we have a phone?
The old medical reference books are useless to Gabriel.
I don't think I can even... Can I even go to the bedroom? I tried to click on it previously and it just said something like... I can't remember what it said. I can go in there! Okay, well... That looks like a phone. Oh no.
There's nothing there to operate. Gabriel never has figured out how to operate the memory function on this phone.
Oh no.
No, it's not, Robert.
Then get off the phone.
Good effort. Shit.
Gabriel's desk has been gathering dust since his last novel. The typewriter is beginning to accumulate cobwebs.
Nah.
Several dozen books, including a few of Gabriel's novels, occupy the shelves above his desk. Several dozen Mardi Gras mementos left by some female or other. A small trunk serves as a table for the radio. Gabriel's mini stereo isn't exactly high fidelity. Then again, neither is he. The wastebasket overflows with crumpled pages of mediocre glory. A little cold bubbly and brie cheese is about all Gabriel's fridge ever has in it. Bills from last Christmas gather dust on the door.
Is there anything I can pick up in this room?
Gabriel might as well... Gabriel... The typewriters... Gabriel does...
I don't think putting on a Mardi Gras... If I threw that stuff away, it weren't worth reading.
Gabriel might as... Gabriel...
All my clothes look the same, so why change them?
Gabriel might as well leave that here.
All my clothes... I'll take this hair gel.
Oh.
You never know when you'll need a touch-up.
Okay.
There's nothing else Gabriel needs from the medicine cabinet.
Except hair gel from the medicine cabinet.
There's nothing Gabriel needs from that pod. There's not.
Hair gel. Okay. Uh.
It's Gabriel's bed. Gabriel can.
I don't.
Do you have messages for me? Do you have messages for me?
Your grandmother. She sounded great.
Do you have messages for me?
Dana called, and Susie left a message about
Awesome. Do you have messages for me?
your grandmother.
Do you have more messages?
Here's a strange one. You got a call from someone named Wolfgang Ritter? He said he was calling from Germany. He told me it was urgent, maybe you should give him a call.
Call Germany.
Well, fine. Let's just hope he's not with the German lottery for pitiful American...
Do you have more messages?
Your friend Detective Mosley called.
Oh, I would love to call him back. What's his number? How do you operate this game? Hey, crap.
There's no one here.
But I never figured out how to use the memory function on the phone.
Gabriel never has figured out how to operate the memory function on this phone.
Yeah, can't do it.
Gabriel never has Gabriel.
Jeez.
All I can do is make prank calls.
Lanny's Pizza. May I take your order?
Wrong number, I guess.
Jeez.
Oh.
Gabriel, mind as well.
The German guy. Did you get his number? My god, this menu system is so bad.
Got a minute, Greg?
I know you're not gonna give me the number, but I'm still gonna ask.
Could you do some
Sure. Okay.
Do you have...
Nope.
Ugh. What can I do? It was Willie. Don't remember who Willie is.
Tell me about yourself.
My name's Willie Walker. I own the place.
Oh,
Tell
right.
me about... How did you get into...
Why should I...
Tell me about
Right.
yourself.
He's the voodoo shop person. Let's see, where could I go?
See you later.
Don't...
What can I do with hair gel? I expect nothing. Well, let's check the police station. Like, maybe my buddy is back.
Got a second off? Please.
Look, buddy. I told you.
Yep, that was about as good as I expected. Oh. What to do?
Does this mean anything to you?
Nope.
Do I have, like, any real clues? I'll look for the crime scene with the binoculars.
For pet. These binoculars aren't... These binoculars...
Well, there's a policeman in there.
A police officer is either off duty or patrolling the park. Or...
Talk to me.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Not now, buddy. I'm busy.
I
No,
should
you're
have
not.
noticed that. Thanks.
Yeah, right.
Anyone seen Joe?
Yeah, let's try the other ones. Yep.
There is...
Yep. Yep. Okay, well that was nothing. I thought the police officer looked like he had like two heads. He must have been just looking to the side and had a weird sprite. Oh yeah, he sits me there. He's a mime. Everybody else in the park hates him.
Gabriel cannot go in there. That... Gabriel...
Gran has something. While Gran opens the door, I'm gonna get
Gabriel,
something
come
to drink.
in.
Be back in a moment.
Hi, Gran.
Make yourself at home, son.
I really feel like I either have to call the German guy or open the clock. But I don't know how to do either.
Can we talk, Gran?
Of course, my boy. How can I help?
We've been through all of this.
Tell me.
Your father was Phillips.
You know, you get prettier every time I see you.
You.
Have you baked any of your incredible molasses pies lately?
No, dear. But you let me know when you want some, and I'll whip up half a dozen.
You've lost weight. Are you courting a new man?
Oh, Gabriel, don't be silly. You know there'll never be anyone but your granddad for me.
Your hair looks...
Oh, my thanks.
You know, I always tell people that my...
Oh,
Oh my
dear.
god. There is so much pointless dialogue.
You know, you get...
Okay, that was nothing. I'm drinking a Finnish long drink. A tentacle.
I'm going up the attic again.
Enjoy yourself, dear.
Sprite? I've not heard of it being banned anywhere. Ah-ha-ha. Very good, very good.
Gabriel and he
But hey, that's why you shouldn't be speedrunning games with sprites. Come on, come on!
Gabriel cannot interrogate that.
I had to try.
There's no one to talk to there. Gabriel cannot. Gabriel doesn't want to take the hand. It's the minute hand. The face, the face, the face, the face.
I think Kainola had some plans for a Finland event that was gonna take place on a ship from Finland to Sweden. And I think the plan was to book like the best suite in the ship, which probably would have a sauna. So I believe that has been considered.
The face. Nothing.
Okay, seriously, I'm gonna need some help here. Anybody got any suggestions? I feel like I haven't even gotten the main story started. Yeah, I tried every position. At least I think I tried every position. I'd rather not brute force it again. Could well be that I'm missing something else to even be able to do that.
The sofa has a worn blue chintz pattern that Gabriel remembers fondly.
Yo, Bunker was definitely brute forceable. But this one I don't think it is.
Fresh carnations, Granny like. The magazines in the bin include the wood in the bin is southern pine and is probably fossil. Grandmother Knight rarely uses the fireplace these days. Too much of a hassle to keep. On the wall are portraits of Granny like. That doesn't.
I just look this up and make progress.
Well, Gran, I better get going.
All right, dear.
Google, spill the beans. Oh my god, this is a hell of a walkthrough which doesn't scroll to the side. And I can only see the left side of the paragraph. Eee. After talking to the desk sergeant in officer will arrive at the bottom right. Walk near him until he starts follow. Will annoy him and he will leave. Okay, so I'm that seems like a stretch.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Not now, buddy.
I should have noticed that.
Yeah, right.
Coroner requests assistance at now.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Not
I should have.
Yeah.
Good day, officer.
Yeah, you too. Keep moving.
Anyone seen Jill?
Good day, officer.
Yeah, you too. Keep moving.
Oh, homicide. I'm unfortunately clicked away, so I missed a bit.
Good day.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the walkthrough I checked
Anyone seen Jill?
only gives me half of the walkthrough, or half the words. Let's see.
Ambulance to now.
Oh my god, I read the rest. This... Wow, oh my, I would not have thought of this. I would not have thought of how to make this interaction happen. Even if I would have thought of the concept.
Using.
So I want to go up, but it's really difficult. I need to get the mime to follow me.
You white-faced geek! You want to eat my fist?
Well, I never! Leave me alone, you man!
Wow. Then I get the mime to annoy the officer.
Hey, cut that out. I told you to stop that. All right, mister. You want some of this?
Okay, can I use this? Yes, I can.
Gabriel picks up the headset and listens.
Ambulance 911, have you located the crime scene? They've radioed for you 3 times.
Damn! Did you say it was north of the Lake Retreat Country Club?
South. Lakeside Drive north of Piedmont Pier, south of the country club.
Man, I don't know if it's the clouds out here today or what. Good thing this guy's already dead.
Everyone's having trouble. Must have been hallucinogens in the coffee this morning.
It's just so misty out here or something. Hey, I see a squad car. Got it, Molly.
Thank God. Have a good one, 911.
Interesting.
Stupid mime. Hey, you! Get away from that bike.
Sorry.
How's the game so far? I don't feel like a whole lot has happened. As in, I don't think I've actually gotten started on the main story.
The crime scene team is still at the site. Gabriel parks a bit out of the way and walks over to avoid adding to the general confusion.
Hey, mostly.
Huh? Knight, you wiener. I told you not to call me that.
Feeling jumpy?
Who, me? Don't be stupid. How'd you find me?
Oh, I was just driving by.
Mm-hmm. Well, for the book. But don't tell anyone I let you see this, huh? It's another one, as you can see. Same M.O. and no frickin' clues. We're still waiting on an ID for the body.
That's disgusting. Isn't this a rather, public area for this kind of thing?
Yeah, they're frickin' ghosts, these guys. Lakeshore Drive isn't exactly the 10 Expressway, but it is open to the public. No reports and nothing. Now, who the hell is that? Good day, Miss Getty.
What's going on, officer?
Detective Mosley, ma'am. We've got a little problem here, but nothing for you to be concerned about, Miss Getty.
I see. Thank you, Detective. And good day, gentlemen.
Whoa, I'm in love.
Forget it. That's Malia Getty. She's about as far out of your reach as the moon. Probably on her way to meet some guy with a yacht right now.
Near here?
The lake's a popular place for country clubs.
If she's out here a lot, maybe she saw something or heard something.
Nah, nobody ever sees or hears nothing. I told you. Besides, you just don't go around bothering people like her.
We've about wrapped it up, sir. It's another clean sweep.
Yeah, let's get the meat wagon moving then.
Do you want to leave an officer here, sir?
Nah, just leave the tape up for a few days.
Yes, sir. If you'll excuse us, sir, we'll take him away.
Stick around and take notes for the book if you want. Watch out for the muck in the water moccasins, though. be back at the station. Stop by if you want to go over the case some more.
Thanks.
Yeah, while this game is off to a rather slow start, I think it's still way, way faster than Baldur's Gate 1, which I've been playing the last couple of days.
There seems to be a pattern to the lines in the sand, but if there is a pattern, it's smeared. There's only one small area that's clearly defined.
Currently about 5 hours into Baldur's Gate, and I think I'm about done with that game.
Let me try to get this down.
31 points. We're 10% of the way through.
Out damn the spot. Will these pristine banks ne'er be cleaned again? Gabriel is on the sand and clay shore of Lake Pontchartrain, at a site where some poor bastard got to see who the voodoo murderers really are. The site is now deserted. Gabriel is on the sand and the site... Gabriel can't... The police have already taken samples.
Okay, I don't think there's anything else here. This was important, but I don't have to spend much time in here. Baldur's Gate 3 on stream. I would say chances are near 0. So I'm not big into that sort of RPGs. And if Baldur's Gate 1 is of any indication, I think that series is way too heavy on combat for my liking.
Got a second, officer?
What can...
I'm here to see Detective Mosley.
He's in his office. Go on back.
Like, I enjoyed Planescape Torment. But I'm not feeling Baldur's Gate at the moment.
Mosley, my man.
Knight, I had a feeling you'd show up.
And even Planescape, I think, would have made for a bad stream because not enough voice acting and too much dialogue.
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
Alright. Strap in.
Tell me about yourself.
For the book?
Sure, why not?
Okay, what do you want to know?
How'd you like working on the police force?
Are you kidding? You know I love being a cop. In New Orleans, it's the best place in the world to be one.
What are your plans for the future?
Well, you know, I don't like to count my chickens before they're hatched, but I don't see why I can't be the chief of police of New Orleans someday. I already know the mayor, and my record is one of the best in the department.
I'm sure it's just a matter of moments, mostly.
Yeah, you'll see.
Got any hobbies?
Yeah, making your life miserable.
I'm serious. Don't you shoot or chew or something like that?
No, I'm a freaking ballet dancer. Jeez. Yeah, I was #1 at the Louisiana State Fair Marksman Contest. I play trumpet, too. You know, put your lips together and blow.
How's your home life?
Oh, real funny, Knight. Why don't you just bring in some freaking salt? Well, you know Annie left me. My home life is shit.
Right. Sorry about that. Just tell me anything at all.
Remember how we used to play monkey in the middle? We used to piss off our senior year teacher. What was her name? Ms. McKelly? You'd act like you were gonna toss her an eraser or something. Then you'd throw it to me over her head. And we used to do it at your grand's, too. Like with the remote when she wanted to watch your soaps.
Yep. And it was a great way to pick up women in the library hall. Oh, those were the days. Just tell me anything at all.
You know, my doctor told me I've got a little family of ulcers starting. I wish this case would end so I could get some rest for a change.
Just tell me anything at all.
My back hurts.
Thanks. I'll put that in the book.
Oh, nothing. Never mind.
It's your dime.
What's the status on the Voodoo Murders case?
It's going. Can't seem to make any progress, though. Sluggish damn case. It's weird.
What's the status on the Voodoo?
You're as filled in as me.
How about getting me some coffee?
Coffee? You want coffee?
Should that surprise you?
Nah, you've always been a caffeine addict. It's just that what we got here hardly qualifies.
So, I'm desperate.
It's your stomach. I'll get you some when we're done talking.
That long?
All right, I'll go now.
Okay, need to go through his desk. I wasn't prepared for this. I don't know what I want from his desk, but I need to get something.
Don't touch anything while I'm gone.
What do we take? What do we take?
Gabriel would prefer to touch as little... Gabriel...
No!
Here, drink it.
Thanks.
Fine. Let's
Can I
try
ask
to
you about some...
first figure out what I want to do.
I got those photographs you left for me.
Really? Great. What'd you think?
Astonishingly lifelike.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Got any more ideas for photos for the book?
A cop author photo might be nice.
You and me? Together?
Why not? Of course, you'll have to try to tone down your masculinity.
Well, okay. I'll call the police photographer.
Wait, what? Right now? I was just spitballing.
Franks, come here a minute, would you? And bring your camera.
What did you need, Detective Mosley?
We need a picture, please. And make it a good one, huh, sweetheart?
Sure, sweetheart.
Say, chintzy.
Was there anything else, Knight?
I don't know what I... This is clearly important for something, but I have no idea why.
Hold on a sec while I go check my hair.
Good God, Knight, make it fast.
I have hair gel. What is happening?
My hair looks perfect the way it is at the moment. My hair looks...
Would you just get in here?
What is this entire sequence?
Hurry up, would you?
Okay, ready.
Thanks, hon. Let me know when you got it developed. The photos, that is.
Yeah, sure.
Can I ask you about... I got those...
So you said. Did you...
Nope.
Okay.
Do you know anything about the patterns around the bodies?
Yeah, weird, huh? All 7 victims had those little marks around them. We got all the marks on file, but we haven't figured out what, if anything, they mean.
Can I see the other 6 patterns?
Sure. People like that kind of stuff, don't they? Might make the book seem more mysterious. Go talk to Officer Franks. Tell her I said you could see the file.
Insult him? Okay, we'll leave that for last.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
There's voodoo that goes on in this city, sure. I looked into it a bit at the beginning of this case. But the voodoo stuff found at the crime scenes is all faked. It doesn't have anything to do with the real stuff. I know. I asked some experts. It's intimidation tactics, that's all.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Lots. Can you be more specific?
Okay.
Do you know anything about the killers?
At least 20 people attend the killings. We know this from the variety of footprints found at the scenes.
Footprints? Aren't those as good as fingerprints?
Can be. But we'd have to have a suspect in custody first, and the suspect would have to match one of the few distinct prints we have. Most of the footprints are smudged, trodden over, unreadable. These guys are so casual in their expertise, it's maddening. Like they know we'll never find them.
How many murders have there been so far?
7 murders have so far been linked to the Voodoo Murders case. Now, the first murder occurred about 8 weeks ago. The M.O. was the same in each murder. Lake Pontchartrain was the 7th.
What kind of evidence have you found?
No fingerprints, a few bare footprints. Found a few fibers, but not many. The weirdest one was leopard fur.
Leopard fur? Describe the crime scenes.
Well, there's the corpse itself, minus the heart. Around where the body was killed, we find marks and flour and blood. There are traces of wax from candles, red and black. Ordinary wax candles, so the lab reports. Also blood and feathers of chickens. Also goat's blood. And plenty of the victim's own, of course.
What's the coroner say?
The victim's heart is always ripped out of the chest and missing. We haven't located a single one of them.
Oh, lovely. Any idea what they do with them?
Don't even want to know. Also,
Lovely.
The coroner says some of the victims had heart attacks before the incision. Literally scared to death. The knife wounds are consistent with a long, narrow, wavy-edged knife. Probably a ritualistic dagger.
Any witnesses?
Nope. There's never been a single witness. No one's even heard a disturbance. It's damned weird. Like they just don't want people to see, and so nobody sees nothing.
Know anything about the victims?
The victims are all out-of-towners. We still don't know why.
Never mind.
Oh, nothing, never mind.
Sure, no problem.
Just told me everything, but never mind.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
You and me grew up together. You tell me. It's a pretty nice place, even seeing the stuff I see. You know, the quarter's getting a bit too wild, though. Getting hard to control. Not quite what it was when you and me used to hang here, but hell, I've never known anything else.
Do you have any idea what Cabri sans Coeur means?
Hell no. Is that French? My mother spoke it, but I always had a hard enough time just speaking English.
True enough.
Okay, finally.
Have you ever called the hair club for men?
I'd rather have no hair than your hair, Knight.
So how'd you ever find anything in this office? It looks like ground zero.
Hey, I get my job done. I'm a detective, not Betty Crocker.
Those are some weak insults.
Trying for a real estate job with that coat?
No. Are you trying out for a janitorial job with that hair?
Are those new shoes? What are those, hush puppies? Kind of a mud brown suede kind of a thing?
Hey, I'm on my feet all day, all right? Is that okay with you?
Mostly. I'm being perfectly sincere.
Yeah, you and my grandmother. Right.
You know, you have a unique way of wearing clothes that's, well, the way they hang, kind of pleating over that stomach of yours, drooping off of your butt.
We can't all have the body of a 12-year-old like you, Knight.
You know, if you started carrying a lollipop around, you might get more respect as a detective.
Go to hell.
Have you ever called the hair...
Okay, that was pointless. Just in case you feel like insulting him. That's a thing.
How about getting me some coffee?
Hey.
Alright. This is clearly important for some reason.
Some people are never satisfied.
Okay, I'm thinking I need to do something and rearrange like the background and then take a photo, and that way I can get some important note as part of the photo. It sounds insane, but it also sounds like an adventure game thing. Yeah.
Police Department memo. Mosley's office. A microwave.
He's already back. He gives me like no time. I really gotta know what to do.
There's no...
Not me.
There is not...
Not me.
Gabriel, that doesn't... Gabriel, there is nothing to op... Gabriel.
No, really.
Gabriel, Gabriel.
I can't interact with anything here.
Unfortunate. Gabriel. It's not Gabriel's size.
Okay, I mean, I guess this was productive, just not quite as productive as I hoped.
It's not Gabriel. The suit doesn't open.
Actually, let me double check something here. I don't seem to be able to move around in this room at all.
That's funny. That window is a mirror on the other side.
Okay, I guess that's information.
That's logs of unsolved case. Logs of Mosley art print. Love, Mosley's office looks a lot like his room at college. Mosley's phone. Mosley's desk has more groin on it. Mosley's art prints. Mosley's. The badge in his front coat pocket is set off particularly well by the gold polyester. Mosley's bookcase holds logs of Mosley's phone. Mosley's office.
I feel like maybe the solution would be to look at his phone and see who he's been calling lately. But we have also established that Gabriel doesn't know how to use the memory function on a phone. So that can't be it.
Gabriel doesn't want to use the phone here. The suit.
Well. I guess I can't do anything here.
Thanks.
Still only 35 points. This is progressing way slower than I had hoped.
Can I ask you a few questions, ma'am?
I'm sorry, sir, but I really have to finish these reports.
Oh, wait, I need to talk to... No. Ah!
If I want to open...
Oh, I almost forgot. I need to talk to this guy. Get some more photos.
Can I bother you again, officer?
What is it this time?
I'm here to see Detective...
He's in his...
Wait, what? Hang on, wasn't I...
Are you sure you don't want to make...
I thought I was supposed to be given, more things.
Gabriel cannot see.
Can I ask you about... You're... What's the... You're...
What?
I got those...
So you said. Did you think of any?
Nope. I think we have everything.
Okay. But...
Huh? What? What?
Excuse me, officer.
Yes?
Wait, what? Suddenly the other dialogue option gives me actual dialogue?
So, what's it like being a policewoman?
The glamour never ceases.
Excuse me, officer.
Yes?
Can you get a file for me?
What file would that be?
The Voodoo Murders file? Detective Mosley said I could see it.
Really? Well, if he said so. There it is. You can look at it all you want, but don't leave this area with it, okay? And no photocopies either, I'm afraid.
Of course. I understand completely.
The police file contains partial patterns from the first 6 voodoo murders. The police...
Alright, excellent.
Those 2 objects would
What?
have no effect on each other.
Clearly they would have effect on each other. I want to make a copy.
The police... The police... The police... The police... Those 2 objects... Those 2...
What? Okay, I guess I have to take a photocopy somehow. And it's gonna require something fiddly.
I told you, you can't photocopy official police files.
Right. Sorry. I forgot.
Okay, now get me some coffee.
Excuse me, officer.
Yes?
You know, that uniform looks great on you.
Uh-huh. Is that a compliment, or are you asking to borrow my dress?
It's a compliment.
Well, you just never know around here. Thanks, but I'm married.
Excuse me, officer.
Yes?
Could you get me some coffee?
Are you speaking to me?
Yep.
Why, yes.
Wow. Deja leave it to Beaver. I'm the police photographer, sir. You might be able to find someone around here dumb enough to get coffee for you. But guess what? It won't be me.
Oh, thanks, anyway. Excuse me, officer.
Yes?
Are you sure I can't make a copy of this file?
I'm real sure. I told you, you can't photocopy official police files.
Right. Sorry. I forgot.
It's interesting how much faster Gabriel moves between the photocopier and her. Like, clearly you're supposed to do this quickly.
The gauge is fixed in place. Gabriel cannot...
Actually, he's just moving generally fast in this area. Did I accidentally do something to make him move faster? I mean, I'm okay with it. Another photo. Oh! Good call.
Don't leave the room with that file, please.
Oh, fuck.
She
I'm...
Yeah, Gabriel's definitely speeding up. Oh, but only in that room. Ah!
Can I ask you about... Here? I got the...
So,
Let's... What? I don't think...
really? Okay.
Right.
Franks, come back in here with that camera.
Now what, sir?
That clown wants another picture. You don't mind, do you?
Of course not. What else could I possibly have to do?
Anything else, Knight?
Hold on a sec while I go check my hair.
Good God, Knight, make it fast.
There we go.
Let me see that file again. Just want to check this machine here.
Alright, stealth accomplished.
Would you just get in here? Hurry up, would you?
Okay, ready.
Thanks, hon. Let me know when you got it developed. The photos, that is.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, thank you. I'm out. I'm out as soon as I find the correct action.
I'll let you get back to it.
Ciao, baby.
$43 points. Progress.
Hello, beautiful.
Really?
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Could you do some research for me?
Sure. What?
Thank you.
Could you see what you can find out about a woman named Malia Getty?
The name Getty sounds familiar. What's your interest in her?
Oh, just, stuff about the voodoo murders. If you could get an address...
They're murders. Right. I'll see what I can find out. Anything else?
Yeah, we're good.
I can't think of any.
Okay.
Do you have messages for me?
Nope. Well...
Okay. Oh!
It's about closing time.
So it is. Good night, Gracie.
Actual
Good night, Gabriel.
progress?
And try not to dream, okay?
I believe that medallion was in Gabriel Knight 2 as well. Day 2, okay. Official progress. Mask I wore as I approached, I was what I am not. Until the pattern was unclear, the meaning could be bought. Thanks.
Good morning. Don't you look swell today? Actually, Swollen.
Oh.
So have some. There's a fresh pot on the table. Seriously, you look like hell. Your hair is sticking straight up like a... Oh, it always does that. Never mind.
Ha ha.
Did you dream about the fire and the hang guy and that lion thing last night?
Leopard, not lion. Did you get anything on Malia Getty?
Well, I did get her address, but you're a little out of your league here, big fella. The Gettys own 3 local hospitals, just to name a few of their assets. They run in very high circles.
Did you get an address?
I got the address. I suppose this has nothing to do with the fact that Malia Getty is incredibly gorgeous. I should have known you wouldn't go for a rich, ugly socialite.
And that address is...
Hey! Far be it from me to postpone your total humiliation. It's 557 West Ingram. That's the Garden District, Estate City.
That's all I wanted to know. And yes, my dear, Malia Getty is the most dangerous-looking diversion I've ever seen. Ouch!
Oy, men.
How are we doing? 46! It's something. It's something. Alright, I'll continue for one more drink's length. Because I got some proper beers during ESA, and I for once have an actual beer glass here. So, I'll be back in a minute. Right. Let's see, what am I drinking? Sour ale with pineapple and lime. Shout out to Goose who got this for me during ESA. It was strong, wasn't it? Yeah, 8% sour. That sounds contradictory, which is interesting. Anyway, let's head to whatever her name was, place.
I've got some things I need to do.
Have fun.
Getty. strong. That is weird. Huh. Interesting taste, not what I expected.
Gabriel can't get inside unless he's invited.
Gabriel is a vampire.
There's no one outside the house. This door's pretty solid. This door... This door... The knocker doesn't.
Oh, there's a knocker?
You've already got me, you lucky devil.
Okay, take a step back so I can figure out how to use the knocker. Thank you.
May I help you? I'd like to see Malia Getty, please. I'm sorry, but unless you have an appointment or official business, I cannot announce you.
Magazine subscriptions.
I do have official business. Really? Please tell me the nature of your business. Mind if I ask you a few questions? Yes, I do mind. I've got important business with Miss Getty. Yes, I'm waiting for some evidence of that, sir.
Okay. How about this crime scene photograph? That should convince you.
That just as I thought.
What?
Good day, sir.
Oh, no, dude. Fuck you.
The knocker is...
She may be a witness.
May I... I've got important... Yes. Does this do anything for you? No, it does not, sir. Does this do anything for you? No, it does not. Does this do anything for you? No. Does it? No.
Okay, I assume I don't have whatever I need. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you.
Just as I thought. A good day, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sir. Now, do I actually have any new real information? This guy knows some voodoo stuff. I can maybe show him the police investigation thingies.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Bonjour, Monsieur Walker.
Oh, bienvenue, my lord.
Hello.
Comment ça va? How you be feeling today?
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Walker, I'm certain someone's buried a slip-knot bag somewhere near my steps. I haven't slept a wink in weeks.
Oh, don't that beat all? Well, you're gonna need some easy night candles then.
Do you think that would help? I do hope you're right. I said 3 rosaries this morning for Our Lady's intervention.
Rosaries are good, sure enough. But you burn those candles too and you gonna whip any old no-sleep gree-gree, I tell you for sure.
Very well, Mr. Walker. Put them on my account and send them round to my house. Oh, and there's another thing. I didn't catch her at it, but I know Mrs. Lefebvre put stomachache powder in my tea at the last meeting of the Creole Grand Dames. Oh, I've been in misery.
You put 9 pinheads up in a little box, add a pinch of graveyard dust, and put it under her front porch step. That'll turn the trick back on Mrs. Lefebvre, and she'll be the one with the bellyache. I have the pins and the dust right here if you want 'em.
If the Blessed Virgin will grant me her protection, I'll be safe from these practitioners of evil.
Oui, madame. Though it don't hurt to be proactive none neither, now does it?
Naturellement, monsieur. Merci beaucoup.
Mais non, madame. It is nothing. Au revoir.
Au revoir, Monsieur Walker.
Don't walk away, I need to talk to you. You speak French. And she's gone.
Can I ask you... That customer of yours, the little old lady...
Customer?
The woman I saw in here. Madame Cazeneuve, you called her.
I don't talk about my customers to men who come in off the street.
Are you sure?
It's important that I talk to Madame Cazeneuve. You see, I'm doing some research and...
I can't tell you anything about her.
It's important that I
can't...
Oh, fuck you.
Do you know anything about these crosses? I think there's some kind of code.
Looks like a lot of hen tracks to me, man.
Do you recognize this pattern?
Don't look familiar at all, sir.
Dude, you are useless.
Do you recognize this pattern?
Don't look familiar.
All you've done is give me a red herring within 10 minutes of starting the game. Wait, where? Oh, that's not what I wanted to do.
Gabriel cannot... There is...
Okay, maybe Grace can tell me where that old lady lives. Oh, the voodoo man is back in business.
I knew you'd miss me.
Oh boy, party time.
Yeah.
There's no one...
Alright. I feel like we're about to make some progress.
Got a minute? Could you do some...
Sure.
Yeah!
I need you to look up a Madame Cazeneuve.
Madame Cazeneuve? Is she related to the murders the same way your friend, Malia Getty, was?
Grace, Cazeneuve's at least 70.
As if that makes a difference to you. Okay, I'll see what I can find. Anything else?
Nah, I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Do you have messages for me?
Nope.
As all this is happening, I'm trying to set up a light source so you can kinda see my face, but only partially. Ooh, that looks good. Yeah, yeah. Actually, that looks awful, but that's the best I can do.
I've got some things I need to do.
Don't hurry back.
Welcome, my friend.
Hello?
I am the proprietor, Dr. John. If you have any questions, I will be happy to assist.
Great. My name is Knight, and I'll probably take you up on that.
Let's talk.
Could I ask you some questions?
That is why I am here.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Historical voodoo? Or the voodoo currently practiced in the city?
Historical.
Tell me about historical voodoo.
Very well. I will start at the beginning, Mr. Knight, and will go on from there at your prompting.
Sounds good.
As you may know, voodoo is a grassroots religion formed by the mixing together of many different African tribal religions and Anglo religions, such as Catholicism or Protestantism. In other words, it is a religion born of the African slave trade. But African slaves were imported not only by the United States, but also into the West Indies, where the French and Spanish ran plantation islands. Prior to 1803, the New Orleans area was owned by France. The French Creole in those days owned many African slaves. But the Creole did not permit their slaves to gather, giving no chance for voodoo to breed here natively. The Creole also knew enough about the corrupted pagan practices of the West Indies slaves to ban the importing of slaves from that region.
Suddenly a different voice actor.
So, how did voodoo come to New Orleans?
After the Louisiana Purchase, American legislators relaxed regulations. Slaves were permitted to gather. The Americans also removed the ban on West Indies slaves. Around the same time, a slave revolt occurred in Santo Domingo, what is now Haiti. Between the lifting of the ban and the Haitian revolt, West Indies slaves began pouring into New Orleans. Some of them were free people of color, freed or escaped slaves. Some came with their white owners who were fleeing from the revolt.
Are you okay?
What happened when the West Indies slaves got here?
They brought voodoo with them. The native slaves were more than enthusiastic about embracing it. It gave them power, Mr. Knight, if only in the form of a communal bond. Among the first meeting places were the Bayou Saint John and the shore of Lake Pontchartrain. The early voodoos were heavy snake worshippers, worshipping the one they called the Great Zombie.
Tell me more about historical voodoo.
By 1817, the voodoo activities were beginning to cause fear among the white slave owners. An ordinance was passed to forbid slave gatherings except in designated public areas at designated times. The time was Sunday afternoons and the place, Congo Square. The slaves and free people of color gathered to dance simulations of their voodoo dances right in sight of Creole society. Of course, they also continued to meet in private for the real thing.
Tell me more about historical voodoo.
There were a variety of kings and queens at first, voodoo priests and priestesses. But from about 1830, a single power emerged. This was a voodoo queen named Marie Laveau. Marie Laveau ruled voodoo in New Orleans for many years.
That was important.
Tell me more about historical voodoo.
I've given you as much detail as I can, Mr. Knight. Look around the museum if you desire more information.
I can say I already forgot the name he brought up. That was probably important, so that's good. Oh, actually, it doesn't matter. Marie Laveau, because it's right there on screen right now. But anyway, tell me about yourself.
Tell me about yourself.
Me?
Yes, if you don't mind.
What is it you wish to learn?
That's a lot.
Why did you open a voodoo museum?
The subject has fascinated me all my life, and I wanted to help preserve the cultural heritage it represents.
What kind of background in voodoo do you have?
Let us say that I cut my teeth on it, Mr. Knight. It is in my blood.
Do you do anything besides run the museum?
No. The museum does not make me a rich man, but my material needs are simple. I prefer to focus on my one true interest in life.
What are your own religious beliefs?
My beliefs are too personal and too complex to discuss with a layman, Mr. Knight.
Ouch.
Just tell me anything.
I am originally from the West Indies myself, you know.
Really? What brought you to New Orleans?
I was drawn here for personal reasons.
Actually, I can't...
Then...
Hey, come on, I'm writing a book on this. And you're calling me a layman.
Tell me about current voodoo.
Many people think of voodoo in terms of magic spells or gree-gree. That kind of practice is actually called hoodoo, and is only a part of true voodoo. Voodoo, the religion, has a strong following in New Orleans. In fact, it is growing quite rapidly. There are several voodoo churches or temples in the city, and others all across the United States. African Americans see it as a tradition all their own. Whites, and there are many in their religion, are attracted to it because they think it is exotic. I, personally, am more interested in the history of voodoo. Some of the new movements are copying Haitian or even African voodoo. But it is the voodoo of New Orleans that I find so intriguing.
Tell me more about current voodoo.
There are many voodooians in New Orleans. They often do business selling gree-gree, telling fortunes, providing luck, and occasionally misfortune. Perhaps you would like to meet a voodooan. We refer those who seek a deeper experience with voodoo to a local practitioner, Magentia Moonbeam.
Sure, I'd love to meet her.
She lives on the corner of Orleans and Dauphine. I will call her and tell her you might stop by.
Great, thanks.
And that makes me wonder, like, could you just make a game on something like this where you're actually just writing a book and your success in the game is determined by how good of a book you wrote, how much research you did. Did you let people bullshit you?
Tell me more about current voodoo.
You have tapped my resources. My expertise is really historical. Perhaps Ms. Moonbeam can be of further help.
Yeah, I guess Oberdin is kind of in that sort of area. And if we look at it like that, then yeah, you can definitely make a game like that and it works. Because Oberdin is really good. Anyway, hoodoo.
What exactly is hoodoo?
Hoodoo refers to magic folk traditions of the South. Hoodoo is a bastard of voodoo. Many of the gree-gree are similar, but hoodoo does not have the religious aspects of voodoo.
Police investigation game? I can't tell what game you might be referring to, but sounds interesting. I think ultimately it just ends up falling into that genre of solve this big mystery. And in that same genre as Oberdin, you kinda have maybe something like Outer Wilds, or I can't think of another example. Surely there is at least something. But yeah, definitely struggling to think of one. Hey, I would highly recommend both Outer Wilds and Obra Dinn.
Is there anything else I should know about hoodoo?
Not if your interest is primarily in voodoo. Hoodoo is of interest to those who study rural folk traditions, but it will not aid you in understanding true voodoo.
Is there anything else I should know about hoodoo?
Not if you're in...
Okay, thanks.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
The killings in the newspaper? I know that they have nothing to do with true voodoo in New Orleans.
What do you think of New Orleans?
It is the only city in the United States as far as I am concerned.
Strong opinions.
Do you have any idea what Capri-Saint-Gar means?
Nope. I fear my French is not all it should be, Mr. Knight.
Also, this is the sort of thing I like about not just games, but any media that takes place in pre-2000 or whatever, or pre-2005. I can't take a year. Because that's such a pointless question today. What does this mean? It takes you like 5 seconds to Google it and figure out what it means. But it's, yeah, pre-internet, whatever the year is. But in something like this, which takes place in what I assume is 1993, just figuring out what does this sentence mean becomes such way more interesting and important. I know I've said this before as an example, but I think Die Hard 3 has a wonderful example of this, where the bad guy has a mystery to John McClane, where it's like, you need to figure out who is the 25th president of the United States. And McClane is like, I don't fucking know. And everybody he talks to, he asks, you wouldn't happen to know who is the 25th president of the United States. Because he doesn't have a good way to figure out the solution. And then some random truck driver is just like, yeah, it's that guy. It's... That sort of little question just wouldn't work these days. I really like it. It's so simple but so effective. Anyway, Marie Laveau.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
There were actually two Marie Laveaus, mother and daughter. Most people thought they were the same woman. Her continued youth added to the mystique. The original, the mother, was also known as Widow Paris. It was she that began the empire. When the Widow Paris began to practice, there were many Voodooans in the city. By 1830, she was Voodoo Queen of all New Orleans.
Is that all you're gonna tell me about that? That sounds interesting.
Tell me more.
The Widow Paris was a hairdresser for rich Creole ladies. She also paid household servants to spy for her. Between the two, she knew everything about everyone who mattered in New Orleans. She was not above using her information to appear psychic, to intimidate, or even to blackmail.
You sound as though you admire her.
For a black woman in the mid-1800s to gain power is an incredible thing, Mr. Knight. However, she achieved it.
Interesting information, but that also throws a wrench in my understanding of the game mechanics. Because I was under the impression that the yellow options were options that I can click multiple times and get new information. But now that I've clicked this twice, I've gained twice information, and I wonder if I have missed something critical, because I haven't been clicking all of these multiple times. And I guess that makes me reinterpret how these options are gonna work. Like maybe these white ones are generic options that I can ask anybody about, which is nice because now I can ask about Marie Laveau from anybody. And the yellow ones are person-specific options. Like I cannot ask anyone about this guy about historical voodoo. And I think that makes a bit more sense, but also gameplay-wise is probably worse because it kinda incentivizes clicking on the same option multiple times and just checking if there's anything more that the character can add. And I don't feel like that's a great way to do dialogue.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
She kept a pet snake, danced with it too. She held traditional voodoo ceremonies out by the lake. She took herself seriously, very seriously. But she was not above selling tickets for her events to curiosity seekers. She was not above using voodoo any way she could to make money, that is for certain. But if she had been in another line of work, in another age, that would have been interpreted as entrepreneurial genius rather than a sign of fraudulence.
Hey, you don't need to convince me. I admire anyone that can actually make a living.
I agree.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
It was Marie Laveau who defined the voodoo that is truly and uniquely the voodoo of New Orleans. She invented hundreds, if not thousands of spells, potions, charms, and incantations. These form the basis of the modern practice, not to mention the folk tradition of hoodoo.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
Her daughter, Marie Glapion, took over when the widow Paris got old. Most people thought it was the same Marie Laveau. Both Maries encouraged that point of view. The widow Paris died in 1881. Marie Glapion had been reigning a long time by then. After the death of the widow Paris, other voodoo queens surfaced, and by 1890, the cult was fragmented again. Marie Glapion just sort of faded away.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
The Laveau tomb, where one or both of the Maries are believed to be buried, is in St. Louis Cemetery No. 1. It is a popular shrine for practitioners and tourists alike. I myself take tours through the cemetery on a regular basis.
Really? Do you have any running this week?
No, but the cemetery is open to the general public as well.
Thank you.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
You have heard everything about Marie Laveau that a layman might expect to understand.
Fuck you! Stop calling me a layman. I'm trying to write a book on this. I appreciate your input, but some respect, please. I'm trying my best here. $54 points. That was a good conversation.
Do these marks look familiar?
They look like the scribbling of a child to me.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so probably not voodoo. Don't expect this to be anything either.
Do these marks look familiar?
They look...
Okay, thanks.
What about this?
Do these symbols mean anything to you?
No. They look like nonsense to me. Where did you get them, if I might inquire?
I saw them scribbled somewhere. Just graffiti, I guess.
I see. By the way, I forgot to warn you, Mr. Knight. The local cemeteries are quite dangerous. Muggers, vandals. I would avoid going there alone, if I were you.
Really? Thanks for the advice.
Okay, so he definitely saw something in these scribbles.
Goodbye, Dr. John.
Come back again.
Oh, thank you, Doc. Moonbeam Residence.
Welcome, Seeker. You must be the one Dr. John called me about.
I guess so. My name is...
Wait? Gabriel Knight?
You're too quick for me.
Alright, she's authentic, we know.
Actually, Dr. John told me. You have come to the right place, Mr. Knight. Tell me how I can help.
Lady! You're spoiling the illusion.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Of course, Seeker.
Tell me about yourself.
Tell me about yourself.
Yes? What would you like to hear?
How'd you get into this business?
I trained in the voodoo arts for many years with the great Queen Tabitha.
Really? Who's she?
You have never heard of her? For shame! I can see you know little of the world of magic.
I'm beginning to get that impression, yes. What kind of people come to see you?
Seekers after the truth, such as yourself.
I also like how she didn't actually answer about the Queen. Very good, very good.
Do you do anything else?
I am a voodoo yen, and that is plenty. It takes much spiritual effort.
How many voodoo yens are there?
No one knows exactly. Many practice in secret. There are probably hundreds. But of course the level and the power of the voodoo yens differ greatly, depending on their training and natural gifts.
Tell me anything at all.
I haven't always lived in New Orleans. I came here from Kansas as a young woman.
I can't think of anything.
Very well.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
My practice is mainly selling charms and potions with magic power, such as gree-gree and voodoo oils. You know, everything from unrequited love to wandering spouses to winning a lawsuit. But my spells and charms are powerful, and they work.
I can see why Dr. John recommended you.
What can you...
Much of a voodoo yen's work is protecting her clients from the spell of others. I make special protective gree-gree to be worn in secret. They keep evil spells from working against my clients.
What can you do?
The recipes for voodoo charms have been handed down from master to apprentice for centuries.
What can you tell?
I have told you all.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Why, that has nothing to do with me and my clientele. But I can tell you that you should stay as far from it as possible. There is badness there. Very bad.
Okay, so you are very clueless.
So you don't...
Fake? Let me tell you about fake. If I get information through the grapevine and make use of it, is that fake? No. That is part of a voodoo yen's power. If people don't believe, there is not much I can do. But if they do believe, that is a part of my power too. But there are things, monsieur. Things not even a little bit fake, I can tell you. Believe it or not, but stay away from it.
Do you speak French?
Do you have any idea what Caprice sans cœur means?
No. No, I don't.
Thanks.
What do you mean? Do you know something about the case?
I work hard on fine-tuning my spiritual antenna, Monsieur Knight. And I get a clear signal from that direction. Beware.
What do you mean? Do you know something about the case?
I work hard on
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
New Orleans is the center of voodoo practice in the United States.
Well, thanks. Anyway.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
Oh, yes. She was the first of the great voodoo queens.
Tell me more.
Do you know anything?
She ruled voodoo in New Orleans for 100 years, they say.
Do you know any...
I'm sure a historian could help you with that, if you want.
Well, thanks. Anyway.
Give me an example of a gris-gris.
All right. Here's an old one. Take a lodestone and some brimstone to a crossroads at midnight. Light the brimstone with a match, and a spirit will come and give you advice in gambling.
Thanks.
Give me an example of a gris-gris.
Here's an old hoodoo Dr. Gree-Gree. Place a dime under your client's tongue, and if the client is under a spell of any kind, the dime will turn black.
Give me an example of a gris-gris.
To send someone away, take a rotten egg and write that person's name on it 9 times. You can also write on it where you want to send that person to. Take it and throw it against his door at midnight.
Uh-huh. I mean, I can see the logic behind that coin under tongue thing, because it's... when it never happens, you can always say, you're not under any spell. We're all good. Like, probably one of the most authentic voodoo spells out there, because it's actually correct. Never wrong with that one.
Give me an example of a gris-gris.
Here's a nasty one. To kill someone, get a sock or a shoe that belongs to that person. Put graveyard dirt in it and bury it under their front steps.
Does that work?
I don't know. I never tried it.
Okay.
Give me an example of a gris-gris.
To ensure the safety of your child, cut a lock of its hair while it is still a baby and keep it with you. The child must have all its hair before it can die.
These are interesting.
They're very old. The gree-gree that I prepare is much more powerful, I can assure you, but I don't give out those secrets.
What if I pay money for it? Also, I really hope that burying a shoe on someone's front lawn becomes a plot point. Do I have anything else to ask?
What can you...
I have told you...
I don't think so. But do you know about this?
Do these symbols mean anything to you?
Finally!
Oh, the voodoo code. It is very secret, yes. I studied it with my mentor, the great Queen Tabitha.
Really? Great. Can you tell me what it says?
Let's see. Well, some of it is nonsense, I'm afraid. Whoever wrote this wasn't very good.
That's all right. Just tell me what it says.
It starts with a D and a J, and then... Okay, this part makes sense. It says, conclave tonight, bring... then there's more nonsense. F-W-E-T-K-A-S-H. Well, that last bit might mean cash. Fresh cash? It doesn't make much sense.
That's okay, thanks.
Alright.
J, conclave, K-A-S-H. It's a start.
I'm happy I could help.
Alright, we're going somewhere, finally. Some hack wrote the wrote the symbols on the grave. What about this?
Does this mean anything to you?
These are magic symbols. Deep magic.
Really? Have you seen them before?
No,
Then how do you know they're magic symbols?
Seeker, my eyes are unveiled to see truly that which is in front of me.
Uh-huh. Thanks. Tons.
Thanks. Almost. And based on that, I assume you also don't know shit about this.
Does this mean anything to you?
These are magic symbols. Deep magic.
Yeah.
Really? Have you seen them before?
No.
Yeah. Anything else I could maybe show you? Brick? Who knows?
Does this mean anything to you?
I can be of no help to you, Seeker.
That also wasn't a brick. Okay. Crime scene photo.
Could you look at this and tell me if you recognize anything about it?
That's from those voodoo murders, isn't it? That has nothing to do with me.
Dang. Okay, well, I got information. I got something, so...
Well, I guess I'll be gone now.
Thank you.
As you wish.
This 7. I don't think that was quite as much progress as I thought it was, but it was something. Cemetery.
Could I have a minute of your time?
What you need, boy?
Mind if I pick your brain a minute?
Go ahead. These folks ain't in no hurry.
Anything else? Marie Laveau.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
Sure. She was the voodoo queen of New Orleans. A powerful voodooine and a powerful sorceress. Believers still come to her tomb, you know. They write secret marks on the walls, leaving offerings and things. Then there's the tourists. They come out of curiosity. As a matter of fact, that big Dr. John fella from the Voodoo Museum, he's here at least once today. But Marie Laveau's tomb ain't the only one the believers visit and make markings and leave offerings at.
Oh?
You said there were other marked tombs?
Yep. I seen bull hearts left on tombs and a nest of vulture feathers, plates of peas and cornmeal, animal parts, human parts even, it looked like. Male parts, if you get my meaning. And this at one of the great family crypts, mind you. Odd how them types just pick a spot and stick to it.
Tell me more.
What other tombs get marked? Can you show me?
No, I ain't one for naming names.
Oh,
I don't like to encourage that kind of thing. It's distressing to the families, and rightly so. Don't know how that sort of thing gets started. Why folks come to start leaving stuff at that one spot. But it happens all the same.
Tell me more.
What other tombs get marked?
No. Don't know how that...
What else can you tell me about Marie Laveau?
Her tomb's on all our tours. Even the Baptists come round here to gawk. Course, you may not know this, but some of the real serious voodoo types argue that she ain't in this one at all, but down in an unmarked tomb in number 3. It's all the same to me, I say. Save me a lot of cleanup work if she weren't here, if you ask me.
What else can you tell?
Boy, go out and buy a book if you really want to know. I ain't too sure my facts these days nohow.
Okay, thanks.
What can you
I don't really care.
Okay, I don't know if that actually helped me in any meaningful way, but thanks.
The marble and granite tombs are quite heavy.
Where do I go next? Well, first he goes away, before I go anywhere. No new locations here. I got nothing I could maybe show at Getty Estate. I got nothing that would unlock the clock. Napoleon House? Maybe I can finally talk to the guy who... Oh, no. They're still playing. I gotta try.
Excuse me. I hate to interrupt.
Hey.
Are
Yeah,
you sure?
it's still a slaughter. It's always a slaughter. Get it. I get it.
Could I ask you if you...
Sure.
Anything new? Marie Laveau.
Have you ever heard of Marie Laveau?
Sure. She's kind of the patron saint of voodoo in New Orleans. Don't know too much about her, but tourists sure get off on all that stuff.
I wonder if this was a real person. Which is, well, these days very easy to figure out. As discussed before. The one thing I really liked about Gabriel Knight 2 is that a lot of the historical facts about it were correct, and it is true in a werewolf. It was like a good blend of history and fiction.
Have you ever heard...
There's a voodoo museum in...
Okay, you get nothing to add. Is there anything else I can reasonably do? Or maybe Grace has some information by this point?
I knew you'd miss me. Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Do you have messages from...
Nope.
Could you...
Sure.
So, you don't have anything?
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
Wasn't she a big voodoo queen before the Civil War?
That's right.
Well, you just heard everything I know about her.
Well, thanks. You were not helpful. I don't expect there to be anything here, but I'm just gonna walk in just in case my phone rings as I'm here. It is not ringing. Where to next?
I've got...
I feel like Getty Estate has to be important, considering it was unlocked today. But what could I possibly do here? I have no new items. I clearly need some new item to do anything here. Police department? That seems unlikely. Drugstore? I'm not feeling it. This guy's...
Hi.
This guy's thoroughly unhelpful. Although maybe he knows
Can I
something
ask
about
you just...
Marie Laveau.
Have you ever heard of Marie Laveau?
Marie? She's somebody from the old days. One of those folk tales. Oh, the tourists eat it up and on.
Have you ever heard...
I don't know much, monsieur.
Nothing. Ah.
I can't tell you.
You are not useful. Okay. It might be just time to call it a night here. Some progress was made. 59 out of 342. Less than I hoped. For the first 3.5 hours. But from what I recall from Gabriel Knight 2, and maybe other games with some similar point systems, I think towards the end the amount of points you get just ramps up massively. And anybody unfamiliar, I think the points are basically just how far into the story are you. I would hope I'm not 59 out of 342 into the story. At least time-wise, because I highly doubt this is like a 15-hour game or whatever the math adds up to. But hey, at least we are finally getting started. I feel like the plot has gotten somewhere. We are actually investigating a thing. It took a while to get there. But we made it. We have some scribblings. We have Daddy's old book. We know about voodoo history. We know about current voodoo. We know that whoever's doing the killings is a talentless hack. According to another talentless hack. Things are happening. But anyway, to be continued the next time we play Gabriel Knight 1. So thank you for watching, have a good night, and see you later. Bye.